Hello, Steampunks, and welcome to the very first episode of Steampunks Unscripted. It's a show where I'm going to talk in my regular vernacular without a script, without any articles, and I can swear, I can do whatever the fuck I want, because this is my show. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about Xbox One's backwards compatibility. This is a really cool feature, and I thought this was coming for a long time. Nintendo has had the Virtual Console, which has been super successful for them on the Wii and the Wii U. I own a Wii U right now. I haven't owned a Wii for a long time, but when I did own a Wii, I had a lot of Virtual Console games, and they had a good system when you moved over to the Wii U. If you owned Virtual Console games on the Wii, then you could repurchase them on the Wii U for a discount, which was like 95%. So you ended up getting games for like $1 or $2. I thought that was a really, really good system. So the Virtual Console has been around on Nintendo for a long time. So I thought this was coming on Xbox One and on PS4 for a while. Like, I kind of assumed this was coming when they announced the consoles, honestly. Like, I didn't really see any reason for them to not include all the back catalog of games, considering the first year or two after a console launches, some of the games, the flow of games is relatively slow. I just thought it was really strange that Xbox didn't really copy the Virtual Console in any way, because they instead have a system where you pop in Xbox 360 discs and you can unlock a file download of the game that way, or you can go to the Xbox 360 website and buy the game on your account and download the game that way onto your Xbox One. I thought that was a really kind of cumbersome system. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, considering there's already a system like Virtual Console that exists. I just thought it was kind of a weird thing. Now, I'm only going to be, and I imagine a lot of people will probably have less than 10 or 20 of these backwards compatibility games anyway, but Xbox has released the list of 104, I think, games that will be available that work with the backwards compatibility on Xbox. And the game list, I'm looking at it right now, and it looks pretty good. There's a lot of games that are on it that I'm excited to see. Mainly the Gears of War series. I know Gears of War 1 just got redone, but Gears of War 2 and 3 are still really fun. There was a couple of games on the list that I was really surprised to not see on there. These are two games that I had very high regard for. They're some of my favorite games, and I think some of the finest titles on the last-gen consoles, and that's Mass Effect 2 and Red Dead Redemption. And I thought that was really weird that those weren't included on the list of 104 games, considering it's 104 games and that's only two titles that are very, very good. And I don't know, I was just kind of disappointed that those weren't on there. Mass Effect 1 made the list. Red Dead Redemption is nowhere to be seen, so hopefully that makes it at some point. This is the initial list, and Xbox One's backwards compatibility doesn't get released until November 12th, so we'll see. They're probably going to add a lot more games to it, obviously. It's the same way that Nintendo did to the Virtual Console. They'll just, like, periodically just a flow of games. Anyway, I just wondered what you guys are curious to see on the backwards compatibility. Like, what did you guys play on last gen that you can't really play now? Because that's what Red Dead is for me, is a game that is on Xbox 360 and PS3, and you cannot play it anywhere outside those consoles. So, like, that's why I was really happy to see the backwards compatibility in the first place. So, like, what are you guys excited for? What do you guys want to see on Xbox One's backwards compatibility? Let me know in the comments. The last thing I wanted to talk about today was the friggin' Fallout 4 release that is being released today. Everybody's going to be talking about it. We've been talking about it for months. And that is no accident. You know what I mean? Like, YouTube is blowing up with Fallout 4 stuff for the last couple months, and I think that is not really because of YouTube and because of everybody making content. I think it's because of the perfect way that Fallout 4 was revealed and released. Fallout 4 was revealed in the summer at E3, and they had a little expose about it, and they showed some trailers and stuff like that, and it was just great. It had everybody by the balls. Like, everybody was on the edge of their seat and wanted to see more of that game. And then we find out that not even like 5-6 months later, we're going to be sitting on our couches playing it. That is incredible. And I think that every developing studio can learn from that. I think that every producer and publisher can learn from that. I think that the 6-month reveal release cycle is perfect because it just allows you to build so much hype and then deliver on that hype before it dissipates, essentially. One game that I was kind of disappointed on the other end of the spectrum, one game that I was disappointed to see is getting trailers already is Mass Effect Andromeda, and that game isn't going to be coming out for a while now, maybe years. And so why are we seeing trailers for it already? Like, you can't build hype that quickly without making people bored at some extent. And people are just going to be waiting and waiting to play your game, and hundreds of other games are going to come out between now and when it actually gets released. So I didn't understand that, and that's why I think the perfect 6-month reveal release cycle is awesome, just because you deliver on your promises right away, essentially. And I think it offers so much more to the player, and I think the players are that much more likely to remember your game and go pick it up when it comes out. Yeah, that's basically all I wanted to talk about. So thanks for tuning in, guys. That was the very first episode of Steampunk's Unscripted. I'm going to try and do a lot more of these episodes in the future. I think it's fun to talk outside of a script. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you liked it, leave a like. You know what? Think about subscribing to Steampunks. We're a small channel and we're trying to grow. We can only do that with your help, guys. We need subscribers. So thanks a lot, guys, and see you later. Oh, and have fun playing Fallout 4. Bye.